Welcome to episode 19 of Polite Talk Podcast. This is your host, Bobby Polite. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 Pokemon games. Pokemon games, however you say it. Pokemon games. Everybody says it differently, I understand. So yeah. Top 5 games. I'm going to be talking about the version games. So, basically the mainline games. We all know that there's basically a lot of spin-off titles, a lot of great spin-off titles. Best one is the Mystery Dungeon series. I don't care what you say. But today we're not going to talk about spin-offs. We're not talking about, other games. We're talking about the mainline games and the top 5 best ones. So I should say that this list is 100% factual, just so you know. Okay? Here we go. Okay. So what's the 5th best game? Pokemon game. In my factual opinion, that would be Pokemon Black and White. But mostly Black because I played Black. So the biggest reason why Pokemon Black is on the number 5 spot is because, well, first of all, that's when Pokemon started to take a little bit more seriously the story, the plot of, the story of the Pokemon games. I feel like they tried something new, but they also really focused a lot more on the story. They basically put more eggs into that basket. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, was the story the best story in the world? No. But it was much more story-driven than past Pokemon games. And so, at that point. And so, it was really something very cool. Now, the Pokemon designs from that gen, were they the best? No. There were some cool Pokemon born in that gen. Like the Axew, and Haxorus line. Electros is a cool Pokemon as well. Starting off with Dynamo. Druddigon actually has grown on me every gen. Druddigon. The starters are okay. They're not the best, but they're also not the worst. Out of the 3, I probably like Oshawott the most, I would say, out of the 3. And including, the final evolution, Samurott. And then I guess the twist or the gimmick of that gen was that you literally couldn't find another gen Pokemon in the whole game until you beat the story of the game, which was kind of a cool twist, just a little different, which was, I think it was nice just to add a little bit more flavor into diversify the Pokemon formula, we've had for years. But the biggest reason why I love this gen and this game specifically, because I do realize there's, Pokemon Black 2 and Pokemon White 2, but I have to be honest, I have not played those games. I have not been able to. I have started Pokemon White 2 a couple times. I just could not get very far, unfortunately. Someday I would like to play it, because I do hear that in terms of follow-up to the original games that come out for each gen, that one's like the best one, because I hear Black 2 and White 2 have a crazy amount of content, and it's just, in terms of graphics, is amazing for DS era graphics, and Yeah, but unfortunately, again, I have not played it, so I can't obviously talk much about those games. The biggest reason why I also haven't played them is because I kind of would like to replay Black and then play White 2 or Black 2. So obviously that's a lot of gaming, and so just because I'm a weirdo like that in terms of story, I like to get all the story at once. And we all know that Black 2 and White 2 is 2 years after the events that happen in Black and White. So anyway, but the biggest reason why I chose Black, Pokemon Black, for my number 5 spot is because when we played that game, me and my 2 friends, Aaron and Devin, we played it at the same time. They both got a copy of White and I got Black. We all chose different starters. I chose Snivy, and they chose the other ones. And we all played that game like crazy, bro. It was a really fun time. We had a great time. We got together. We played all day basically, and it was a really fun experience. And I think the biggest reason why is because of that. Because we literally played it, all 3 of us together. We experienced it together, and we all bought like the game manuals. Like we jumped into it pretty hardcore, and so I have very fond memories of Black because me and my buddies got it, and we just played the crap out of it all together. It was really fun. So that's the biggest reason why Pokemon Black is on the number 5 spot. So moving on to number 4. Okay, number 4 is Pokemon Platinum version. So Pokemon Platinum version. So I should talk a little bit about Diamond first and Pearl, because basically I had another buddy. So I put an obscene amount of time into Diamond when Diamond first came out. I bought Diamond and I literally put more than 500 hours into that game. Now, my buddy that had Pearl knew all about Pokemon and about IVs and EVs, which I had no idea about until that moment that he taught me. He taught me about what Pokerus was, because I had Pokerus, but I had no idea what it was. And he introduced me to this new world of Pokemon. I will admit, the moment I learned about all of that stuff, my enthusiasm as a Pokemon fan shot down, just off the cliff. Like, absolutely went to crap. Now, I didn't stop playing the games necessarily, but I wasn't as in love with the series as I was before. I just felt like it was just a little bit too, like, tedious and, like, hardcore for my taste at that point. And I just kind of, I don't know, I just didn't play Pokemon the way I used to play it anymore, you know? I just didn't have that enthusiasm anymore. Yeah, and so, anyway, but fast forward to when I played Platinum, which wasn't years later from that point. I really, really enjoyed the differences between Diamond and Pearl and then Platinum. And the graphics, I absolutely love the graphics. And I will say, I've beaten Platinum all the way through twice, story-wise. And I've played some of the Battle Tower stuff as well in my most recent playthrough, which was just a year ago or so. It wasn't too long ago. But Platinum was really cool. You know what? I actually fully finished playing Platinum before Brilliant Diamond came out just a couple months ago. And another reason why I wanted to fully play it was just to kind of compare both games. But I will say Platinum is, for me, the superior version. I just absolutely love the extra content of Platinum, but also just like the I don't know, just like the graphics were just so gorgeous. Like, I just absolutely love the graphics, and just the style of it, and like the mechanics, the music, absolutely amazing. It's just a classic game, and it was just really fun. It was a great game, a good time, great graphics, and so I really, really liked that version of Gen 4. So yeah, so that's basically it for Pokemon Platinum. Yeah, I like how like the end game stuff you got your own mansion, your own like area, which was cool. And then yeah, it was fun. It was cool. The battle tower stuff was fun too. I didn't play too much of it. I will be honest. I've played more of Brilliant Diamonds, like end game stuff, than I have Platinums. Well, no. In terms of like hardcore competitive stuff, I've done more in Brilliant Diamond than I have in Platinum. But either way, I've enjoyed Platinum's like end game content more because there's just more to enjoy. So that's why Platinum's number 4. Anyway, let's move on to number 3, which is Fire Red and Leaf Green. So I have played both versions, and I absolutely love them. Gen 1 will always have a place in my heart, and I know a lot of people hate Gen 1ers, but I'm a Gen 1er. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, the classic games, I've just replayed those games so many times that I've just lost count. I mean, Gen 1 has... It's where the magic happened, bro. It's where it started, you know? It just... For my first Pokemon version ever is Pokemon Yellow. And I will always have fond memories of just that generation in general. Just everything. The characters, the locations, the Pokemon, the music. Just like, it's forever gonna have a place in my heart. And I think a big reason why I actually have grown to love Fire Red and Leaf Green specifically because of the manga, the Pokemon Adventures manga, which I actually am kind of reading still here and there. But the manga is based off more of the games than it is the anime. And it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. And it more resembles those graphics, I would say, or that kind of game, like Fire Red and Leaf Green. The graphics are gorgeous, by the way, I should mention. And then just kind of the extra content was pretty cool with the Sevi Islands. But most of all, it's the graphics for me that I absolutely fell in love with those games. Yeah, and so, yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green, absolutely loved playing those games. They were phenomenal. I enjoyed playing them so much, and I could definitely play those again. Like, just restarting that story, even though it's not the best like story or locations or all that, I get it, but like just that world is so nostalgic. And again, I know a lot of people are sick of hearing that, or don't like it because of that, or are sick of hearing people like me talk about it, but it's got so many good memories in my heart, man. I can't not like feel the fuzzies inside when I think about that generation and those games. So anyway, okay, moving on to the number 2 spot. So number 2 is actually X and Y, which I know a lot of people will be like, what the freak? This generation was the first generation to move away from colors. Well, no, that's a lie, because technically Sapphire and Emerald and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, well, yeah, and then Diamond and Pearl, but they were still kind of keeping colors. But anyways, it's the first one that moved on completely to letters, just letters, which was weird. And then also completely, well, I was going to say changed it from like not having a third version. Well, it didn't have a third version, I should say. Even though Pokemon Black and White also kind of did that because they did Black 2 and White 2, which confused everyone. But anyway, X and Y is a kind of weird generation because a lot of people, it's definitely not a lot of people's favorites from what I can gather. But for me, when Pokemon fully jumped to 3D, I absolutely loved it. I loved the fact that you can change your characters' like styles, their clothing, their hair. Like it just became, Pokemon became more customizable in terms of, you know, your character's styles, which was, I just thought it was so cool. Again, I love the graphics. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. The introduction of the fairy type was something really cool. I didn't necessarily have any, I didn't really use any fairy types still, but I just thought it was cool that they added fairy types, you know? Excuse me. Yeah, the story itself wasn't horrible. It was pretty fun. I will say, like, for sure, it's definitely, it could be the easiest generation of Pokemon games because of the experience share. You could turn it off, which was nice, but I just kind of kept it on anyway. But it definitely made the game easier. I will say, like, it definitely made the game much easier. But one of the coolest things about Gen 6 was the Elite Four felt like they were like majestic. They just felt so cool, you know? Yeah, I just thought it was really fun. Yeah, the champion of Gen 6 is probably the most forgettable champion, to be honest. Although she is pretty powerful because of Mega Evolutions, which is another thing entirely. Gen 6 introduced Mega Evolutions, which is by far the coolest version of any gimmick that Pokemon has ever introduced, in my opinion. Because Pokemon literally can go Super Saiyan, basically. And it was super cool, and because Lucario is my favorite Pokemon, and he was such a, you know, like iconic Mega Evolution and Pokemon in that gen, I just loved it even more. And his design was super cool. Yeah, and so I think it's really cool. I just had a really good time playing those games. They were really fun to play. I played both of them a lot. I have a lot of Pokemon between both versions. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on those games. A lot of time. And I just very much enjoyed that generation in general, especially those games. It just kind of was like the start of something new for Pokemon in terms of graphics especially. And I was all about it. I liked it a lot. So, yeah. So that's basically it for that gen. Oh, I also did like the introduction of like the Looker being like a pretty big role at the end of the post game. Now, post game wasn't anything crazy, but it was cool. It was kind of a cool little like added story. So I liked it. Okay, so that's X and Y. Number 2. Best Pokemon game of all time. Before I move on to number 1, I do want to give some honorable mentions. So, a couple honorable mentions are actually Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, which actually probably would have taken number 6 spot if I went down to top 10. Because, you know, between in the Gen 6 games, those games are definitely a better version of Gen 6, but I'm just more fond of X and Y personally. Like, I do like Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, like I said. I have nothing against them. It's just that I don't know, they're great games. They're great games. So the graphics were also amazing. I like the customizability of your main character in X and Y a little bit more. I will say I did like Steven as the champion a lot, which was really cool. And then the Omega, no, sorry, the Delta episode at the end of those games were actually really cool too. And then just the added like mechanics of like all the attention to detail in those games too are incredible. I know a lot of people give crap because they didn't add the battle tower into the game. They just like made a little sculpture in the last island, which offended a lot of people. But I didn't really necessarily mind because I'm not a huge competitive Pokemon player. So anyway, those were great games. I absolutely enjoyed those as well. The graphics especially. We got Brilliant Diamond, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, not much else to say about that. Yellow version, I have to give an honorable mention because it was my first Pokemon game ever, introduced me to the series, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. And the original Gold and Silver, I will say, are also very nostalgic for me. I would say that Gold and Silver are the games that I absolutely spent so much time on. No kidding. I played Gold and Silver so much that I literally skipped Gen 3 for years. Like, I legit skipped Gen 3, and my next game after Gold and Silver was Diamond. Yeah. I essentially didn't even recognize or know Gen 3 Pokemon for years because I skipped that whole generation. Because, again, I just played Gold and Silver. So, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. So, fond memories of those games. And then Let's Go, actually, which is technically not a mainline game, I will say. But I just absolutely, in terms of 3D Pokemon games, the Let's Go graphics are my favorite graphics. The characters are so adorable, so cute, and so cool. And the Pokemon was great. I didn't necessarily love the catching mechanics, but I did like the Pokemon following you, and I liked the riding the Pokemon stuff was cool, and then also seeing them in the overworld was cool. I would absolutely love to see more generations of Let's Go esque titles. But anyways, that's enough of the honorable mentions. My first favorite Pokemon game of all time / the best Pokemon game of all time, and you probably guessed this already, is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I absolutely spent way too much time on those games as well when I had them, when they came out. And over the years, I've replayed them so many times, and I freaking love them. And I think it's it's the same reason as everybody else, you know. The graphics, absolutely amazing. All the extra content, absolutely amazing. The Pokemon following you around, absolutely amazing. And just like the gym leaders, just the world. Gen 2, I think, will always be my favorite gen because it also involves Gen 1. And Heart Gold and Soul Silver especially have so much freaking content in terms of story that you could play those games forever. And it's just they're just great games. Great freaking games. Absolutely gorgeous. The Pokemon Triathlon, Decathlon, whatever it's called, was a cool addition to that game. And the Pokewalker. So I completely lost mine. I have no idea where it's at, but I absolutely enjoyed the Pokewalker when those games first came out. And I just thought it was such a cool little addition to the games. So yeah. But Gen 4, especially those games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, just absolutely gorgeous. Just so gorgeous and so much fun to play. And I played a stupid amount of those games. I just played them way too much. Beating Red was so cool as well, so satisfying. Little cherry on top at the end. But yeah, so that's basically it. That is my top 5 Pokemon games of all time. which again, this is a factual top 5 list, so I don't want to hear any complaints. Okay, so that ends that segment. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, why you agree with me or why you disagree with me. Let me know. I want to know. Seriously, let me know, okay? Yeah, but besides that, what am I playing / watching / doing right now? Okay, so I am super invested in Dragon Quest VIII. I've actually like got into it again. So I've been like playing that like crazy. Literally before this podcast, recording this podcast, just beat Dolmangus. The first time around. Oh, I should also mention a big reason as to why I think I did a Pokemon-esque theme podcast episode was because it's Pokemon week and Friday is Pokemon Day. And yeah, next week I'm going to talk about everything that's been revealed in Pokemon week because they're doing it a day-by-day basis and each day is like a different Pokemon title. So next week, when everything has already been out, I will go over my thoughts on Pokemon Week. But this week, I just wanted to do the top 5 on the Pokemon games. So anyways, back to what I'm playing. Absolutely enjoying Dragon Quest VIII. I've kind of stopped playing Genshin Impact, to be honest. Yeah, the thing is, I got Ganyu. I finally got Ganyu. So I won. I beat the game. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do want to get back into it because I still need to get to Inazuma. I really do need to get to Inazuma. Yeah. And so anyway, yeah. What else am I playing? Let's see. What I'm watching, I'm still, again, One Piece, Dragon Quest Dai. Don't forget to check out my Dragon Quest Papi YouTube channel if you're interested in any Dragon Quest Dai manga reviews or episode reviews. So there's that. But yeah, and then Demon Slayer Season 2 was absolutely amazing. We already know. I talked about it last week. I'm still keeping up with Attack on Titan, One Piece, like I said. I have been kind of getting back into Black Clover because I want to catch up with the series before the movie comes out. So there's that. And then besides that, I think that's... Oh, I'm still kind of playing Kingdom Hearts 3, which is a good time every now and then. But yeah, I think that's basically it in terms of what I'm doing. Yeah. Or playing or watching. So that's basically it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is everything for this episode 19 of Polite Talk Podcast. If you are listening to me on any audio services, I would appreciate you to follow me to keep up to date with all of the episodes that come out. If you're on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with every week's episode that comes out Friday mornings. And again, if you want to check out my other channels I've got, which is Dragon Quest Papi as of right now, go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's basically it. Love you guys. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.